Good. Well, I mean, that's good to have that and be in that space, right? Versus,
it would be ideal.
Yeah, right. You're interested in what you're doing. And so,
and to get back to your original question, I run data science at Flipside in addition to being a co-founder. And that has also been sort of a different spin on what I expected and what I've come to imagine data science is. And I've had to adjust my perceptions there. But sort of, I think the journey to that was, I don't know, my 30-second story from grad school on is I did a graduate program in pure statistics, so like mathematical statistics, and then tried my hand in government statistics at the USDA for a couple summers, and spent some time doing effectively a postdoc at the University of Pennsylvania, predicting with a crowd of forecasters the likelihood of certain like geopolitical outcomes, and then made my way into startup land from there with Dave Balter, who's one of my current co-founders and CEO of Flipside. So he lured me over to Smarterer, which was his two startups ago. And I did data science there in the run up to the acquisition by Pluralsight, and ended up doing sort of what I called product data science while I was there, which was like building recommender systems, figuring out the best, most clever ways to integrate the Smarterer testing materials with the Pluralsight learning materials, and figuring out ways to use that to curate learning paths behind the scenes. And spent almost 4 years there before moving over to Flipside, where we started out as an investment fund. So I was building algorithmic long hold trading models at first, and then we pivoted gradually more and more into at first BI and now open analytics, where the emphasis on what the data science team builds is models and data detection mechanisms, essentially, that label and characterize the behaviors and traits of particular addresses and actions that occur on these different blockchains. So it's like a combination of of like extremely high bar for accuracy. Models is maybe the wrong word, but like systems that identify a type of address that has close to 100% certainty of matching some behavior profile, and then labeling it as such, alongside things like identifying addresses that are likely performing arbitrage trades between decentralized and centralized exchanges, say, for example. And then we, the harebrained higher level vision there is that as you build more and more of those into more and more blockchains across more and more curated protocol views, you start to be able to ask cross-chain, cross-protocol questions, and model hypothetical changes to, what tweaking a parameter in a protocol might do to gain or lose users, or change the token economics of a token that maybe is struggling, or, starting to be able to actually answer tactical questions with the data, as well as, analyzing the way that users engage with our system and making sure that they're happy and engaged, and seeing nice multipliers for our partners. So that's where it's evolved from the sort of recommendation system path that I was going down at Pluralsight.
That's amazing. So how big is your actual data science team? I mean, it sounds like probably a lot of the people there are in that field. And eventually I'm going to ask you to define data science, but we'll do that later.
Undefinable, unfortunately. But
it's one of those things. Every person I have on the podcast, I ask them that, and it's interesting to hear all the different answers. But